Hi everybody, Rob Early, Parma Armory Shooting Center, Gun Safety Training Institute. I'm here with our lead instructor, William Ortiz. I think what my question is today is, William, why do I get a CCW? You know, what's the advantages? How much does it cost? How long does it take? So we want to cover those things and like educate the typical person who's just like, hey, I like guns, but I don't know what to do from here. So let's talk about first, like, how long does it take? Let's start there.
All right, well, I mean, we're looking at an average class for the state of Ohio. We have to have an 8-hour class. 6 hours of classroom time, and it's 2 hours on range time. And that's in person.
Okay.
Well, we can cover that in one day. A lot of people ask, why should I get a concealed handgun license? There's a lot of reasons why. When it comes to certain things like the laws, most people don't educate themselves. We do have a concealed handgun manual that we do have to read for the state of Ohio. It's online, you can actually go check it out. But when it comes to that, there's a lot of things that we have to look at when it comes to the laws. How is it being used? We look at actual court cases, we see what type of laws are being used, we give you the information that we get as soon as we get it. We do a little bit of research. Why should I have one? Extra training is never a bad thing. It's 8 hours just to be able to carry a handgun. I know in the state of Ohio we have constitutional carry, but most people don't even come to the range for 10 minutes and they're carrying a handgun.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit more. You said it was an 8-hour course, one day. You know, here at Parma Armory we teach it in one full day. You don't leave the facility. We feed you lunch. That's an advantage, definitely.
Yeah, you get donuts, coffee in the morning. I mean, you get pizza for lunch.
Yeah.
You get to have a good time with our instructors. And, you know, we do all the range time right here.
Well,
covered.
okay, but here I'm a little nervous. Like, I don't really know, how far do I test at? What does the test look like? How difficult is it? What if I don't pass, can I come back? Like, tell me a little bit more about the test because I'm a little nervous. Like, hey, I've never shot a gun.
I completely understand it. We get a lot of new shooters who are just a little intimidated of a firearm. We have phenomenal instructors here. I don't think it's every class that I've been in, we've never had anybody walk away and not fail. We had one lady who took a little bit longer, but once we got her to calm down and relax, she was right on target where she needed to be.
So we pass them all, but you need to get on point first.
You have to. If you're not there, you will not pass.
Wait, describe that test. What is it?
So the test is actually, we use the NRA standard test, so it's about 4 4-inch circles at 10 feet. That's where we start at. So we can always go a little bit farther, but we just want to keep those 5 shots in those 4 circles at 10 feet. And that's all it is. And it's just mostly people relaxing, getting behind the firearm, and taking their time. It's not a rush test.
Gotcha. And in the state of Ohio and Cuyahoga County, how we work, I understand that, you know, after I take an 8-hour course, I could go apply for my CCW, but walk me through. I'm done with my course. I have my certificate from Parma Armory Shooting Center, Gun Safety Training Institute. What do I do? Well, what's next?
That's the beauty of it, especially throughout the course. We make sure that there's nothing that's misunderstood. You know exactly every step you need to take throughout the course. For here, you have to make an appointment at your local county sheriff's department or any adjacent county that touches your county that you reside in. Once you make that appointment, you show up with all the documentation they have on the website that they require. Usually it's a $67 fee. For veterans, it is free.
Yeah.
They don't have to pay a fee. So it's one of the things that you can actually look at. Through the state of Ohio, you might need a 2x2 passport photo for some departments or, you know, certain documentation. We give you the full application and everything in the class. We make sure when you walk out of there, you don't have any questions on what your next step is. That's our job as instructors.
Well, that's good, but I've never touched a gun, don't own a gun, don't know what a gun is. I'm here to learn. So what do we have for that person?
Well, we have First Shots. First Shots is the class that actually never touched a firearm, never loaded one. They walk you through the steps, they take you on the range, kind of get you to relax a little bit. We also cover all of that, how to properly handle a firearm, how to load a firearm. We cover that in the class also.
So if I don't want to take first shots and I'm a first-time shooter, I could take a CCW class.
Yes, you can.
Rent a firearm, learn from you, come out to the range, shoot a target at 10 feet, get my certificate, go to the sheriff, pay something.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know.
$7 is the rough fee that they're going for right now.
So a CCW permit, or other states call it a concealed handgun license. I think Ohio refers to it as CCW.
Nope, now it's a concealed handgun license because of our Second Amendment. So now they have the constitutional carry, which is a CCW, carry a concealed weapon.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So it has changed a little bit.
Okay, so that's good to know because I think the common language is, hey, I want my CCW.
Yeah.
You know, so we don't want to confuse it. We want people to get the right thing. That's very good. So we got an 8-hour course, we take our test, we get that. What else should I know about this? Like, I mean, is it something I should do off the street? Do you recommend anything first, like maybe a private lesson? Well, maybe get familiar first, it just helps.
Now see, that's when it comes to individuals. We have a lot of classes that we offer here at Parma Armory, especially for first-time shooters. We have our First Shots class, we have our Sentinel class, which is one of our biggest classes. It's a 4-hour class of basic pistol marksmanship. We work with every student pretty much one-on-two, so they actually feel very comfortable behind the firearm and they get the principles. We have a lot of success. We have people that take it multiple times, and those guys have actually really improved their shooting severely.
Wow, okay.
We offer a lot of other classes too. We have about 40 different classes that we offer.
That's why we call us the Gun Safety Training Institute, I think, right?
That's what it was designed to be, and that's what we truly make it.
And we're like a college campus for training and shooting and educating ourselves further. Okay.
Well, it's always the instructors. The instructor base that we have are phenomenal individuals, and they will take every time and effort that they can to make somebody feel comfortable behind a firearm.
Yeah, no, that's really good. I'm just trying to think of if there's anything else, like, hey, I'm really contemplating getting a CCW. What about reciprocity? People don't really know what that word means, but we're going to teach them.
We do.
And so if I can conceal carry in Ohio with no license, but I roll into another state, maybe the CCW could help me. So what is that advantage? Can we explain that a little bit?
Well, it's a huge advantage. With reciprocity, we have it with 42 other different states right now. Pretty much they've said that our training is either equal to or higher standard than their training to carry in their state. So that allows you to actually carry in that state. Now there are a little bit of differences when it comes to some of the laws. So if you do travel outside of the state, you need to research what the difference is between Ohio and whatever state you're traveling to.
So if we're in Ohio here, where can I carry a firearm if I have my permit? And go from there.
So actually in the state of Ohio or traveling outside?
Traveling outside.
Traveling outside.
So what state can I go to and still be safe?
You can go to West Virginia, you can go to Kentucky. There's only a few states you cannot go to, such as New York, California. Oregon does not recognize ours. Hawaii is a big one, but then again, if you're going to Hawaii, I don't think you really need a firearm. Just go enjoy your vacation and lay on the beach and have a good time. But there are certain states that just do not recognize our concealed handgun license.
So I think the important takeaway from there is if I have my concealed carry handgun license in the state of Ohio, I could drive in Kentucky, do that same practice, and have no issue when I get pulled over or have to use it in self-defense or anything that I think people are overlooking. I don't think they're understanding that you can carry and protect yourself in Kentucky and then drive right back into Ohio, and there's no issue there.
Well, that's one of the big things that people do not get. That's why we have that concealed handgun license. It's a permit for us to actually travel with our firearm outside of different states.
So just because the law says we can now open carry or conceal carry and do whatever you want in Ohio, I think people are thinking that, oh, that means anywhere. Really, Ohio is its own section, and here we can't leave these borders doing this type of activity. So
correct.
I think in the class we're going to learn that, but I understand reciprocity, 42 other states, that's really good to know.
Well, the biggest thing is there are certain states that do have constitutional carry, but it's for residents only.
Gotcha.
It's not just for everybody. Ohio is one of the only places that has constitutional carry for anybody over the age of 21 who can legally own a firearm. And that's what a lot of people don't get. When we go through our classes, we do a lot of law portions and everything else that we cover. We want to cover that because we want you to understand where you can and cannot go and what proper steps you need to do if you plan on traveling. Because things do change. It's all about education and training.
Sure. One more question that came up is who can get a concealed carry license in the state of Ohio? Do I need to be a resident? Can I be a foreign exchange student? Can I be a military temporary on quarters here in Cleveland? How can can we run down a couple people that qualify and maybe a couple that don't?
Understandable. It all pretty much depends on how everything is written. If you are a resident of Ohio, regardless if you're a school student or anything, and you're a complete resident, you may apply for your concealed handgun license. We do have out-of-state license for people who live in Pennsylvania but travel to Ohio for work. You can actually apply for that. Same thing applies to the military. They might have a home state of California, New York, or something like that, but they have orders stationing them here in Ohio. Now that does change a little bit, especially when it comes to the military. So they fall underneath a little bit of different category, especially if they're on orders and they're active duty or in reserve status.
Gotcha. Another question that came up in talk recently was, can I get a firearm with my permit only? And tell them what we do here at Parma Armor Shooting Center.
So you must have a valid driver's license, a state ID no matter what. This concealed handgun license does qualify as one as long as it has your current information, but they should always be carried in tandem. You should always have both no matter what. So you can use your concealed handgun license as long as it is current, but it does not void the fact that you still have to go through a background check. We still do a 4473. You still have to wait for the ATF to give you approval or denial. We do not skip any steps.
Gotcha. I just heard, so maybe I want to get my license just to avoid a background check. And that's just not really what we practice here at Palmer Armor Shooting Center. You're going to get a background check every single time.
Yes.
We're going to check you. We're going to make sure you're clean. We're going to, make sure you're buying the firearm for yourself. We really pride ourselves on making sure the right people have the right firearm. So definitely, I think we could go on the other part of rentals for the gun, before you buy. So that could be also something you could try in a class, right? You could try one of our 100 rental guns in a class before you come in, get your class done, maybe buy something that day, but just make sure you got to have that valid driver's license and complete the process.
You definitely know how the store works.
Oh yeah.
We prefer that people come try the firearms at a rental counter before they purchase one, because once you purchase it, it's yours. We want you to be happy with your purchase. You can come here, keep training, and have a little bit of fun and practice.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest things. I mean, we pride ourselves in training and education more than anything else.
Yeah. Well, William, I thank you for your time, your education. I mean, you want to take a CCW class with us or a concealed handgun license with us. William is the lead instructor here. We'd like to train you, help you, and get you through to that process. Come see us, Palmer Armor Shooting Center, Gun Safety Training Institute, home of the world's largest indoor double-deck shooting range, and you see it behind us.